Okay, it says I am live. I think I'm live. I don't know if y'all can hear me or not. If y'all can hear me, give me a thumbs up because I put my headphones on and I was trying to hear to adjust the mic and everything, but I couldn't hear anything. So, are y'all hearing me? I don't know. Oh, okay, you hear me? Okay. I guess it's working. The mic, whoa, I hit the mic. The mic level is going up and down on the little graph, but I put my headphones on, I can't hear it, and I jumped over to Steve's live stream just to test it, and it seems to be working. I just don't know why I can't hear myself. Anyway, how y'all doing? What a day. What a last almost 3 weeks, I guess. 2.5 weeks. I don't know. It's been very interesting. I wish it upon nobody. And the ideal of working, doing rideshare and doing food delivery, well, that went right out the door. It's been too long. Hope all is well. Yeah, well, yeah, I'm getting better. But you know, I've discovered something. My car is pretty low to the ground. I didn't realize how low it was. But when you got a cut, 4-inch cut in your abdomen area, and you're bending over and getting up, it it makes you realize how low your car is. I tried to get in and drive the other day, and I did. I drove to Taco Casa, of all places, but getting in and out of like a SUV or something is not bad. But trying to get in and out of my car, that proved to me I'm not going to be able to do it. So that kind of between that and the video I watched earlier, that kind of inspired me to do this topic, I guess you could call it. Am I even? There we go. And being prepared. So, man, I'm kind of blurry, aren't I? I put the camera on autofocus, but it's focusing back there and not up here. I don't know what the deal is. I have been able to do a few reviews, so. Anyway, how you doing, Mr. Womble, T. Rod, Pork Chop, Ride Chair, Lisa? How y'all doing? I'm still alive and kicking. So, yeah, I watched a girl earlier, young girl, and she kind of got her head on it, sounds like. How you doing, Mr. Jason? Hey, man, miss being here. Yeah, I miss being here, too. I enjoy hanging out with y'all and getting to talk to y'all. But anyway, that girl was talking about, I guess she's some kind of financial channel or, you know, talking about things like that. But, and there's several, what would you call them, financial type people that talk about having a, what do they call it? Security, emergency funds. And, you know, luckily I had my Amazon check that covered my rent and the car payment and car insurance last month. It's not going to this month. So it made me think about things you don't think about. Now, I knew my surgery was coming up, and it's hard to save money up, within a short amount of time. But I had no idea that I was not going to be able to do food delivery and whatnot. So it kind of got me thinking, if you don't have an emergency fund, which nowadays that's really hard to do because most people are going paycheck to paycheck. But if you don't, you really, really need one because probably next month, well, probably sooner. I don't even know what today is. Um, well, probably towards the middle to the end of this month, I should be able to get out. I'm getting to where I can get up and down easier, but without getting too graphic. I the stitch is not healed. It busts open every time if I get up and tried to put clothes in the washer or put dishes in the dishwasher or whatever, dishwasher, it busts open. So I did go to the doctor to check on that, and she said that it looks like it's healing up fine. It just takes time. But anyway, if you don't have an emergency fund, I highly suggest you get one because, not only could it be a case like this, you could have a wreck, and that's an immediate thing. You don't have no time to plan for that. Or a tire blows out. As expensive as tires are now, you really need to have a little bit of money put back in case something happens. If your washing machine goes out, that's one thing. You can go to the laundromat or you can go to friends or families and wash if you need to temporarily. But if you get sick, you can't work. And most of us, some of y'all may have a retirement. I don't know. But if you don't, this work is it. I mean, unless you're working, you're not making no money. And, I do the reviews, and occasionally on the reviews, I might make $20 on doing the review, and I might be able to sell the item, I might not. I've got a big metal shelf sitting here that apparently nobody wants. I thought it would sell quickly, but it hasn't. And now it's really in the way. Now I've got another shelf that came in from another seller, and I've got to try to figure out how to put that together without, busting a gut, So anyway, just having a little bit, 500,000 bucks or whatever. I don't know. Everybody talks about having an emergency fund sitting aside, and what I was thinking about today is maybe take all your bills, your monthly bills, including groceries. But if you're sick, you're probably not going to get to eat normal, which that sucked too. I'm not a broth person, but for about 3 days it was clear liquids, and they would come in. What would you like to have today? And I'm like, oh, what are my choices? Broth, or broth? I guess I'll have broth. It took me about a day and a half before I would eat that nasty stuff. But after, you have nothing, you do what you do. Chicken broth is better than beef broth. Anyway, what I was thinking about is your monthly income or your monthly bills. If you just had an emergency fund to cover you for at least a month, I mean, more would be better. But if you just had just enough to cover a monthly bill, that way, if you're out 2 or 3 weeks and you can't work, you don't have to stress it quite as much. That's what helped me this last month, technically, I guess it was paying the 1st of February's bills, your car payment, rent, electric, and all that. But if you're going to be down for more than a month, you're kind of going to be screwed. I had no intentions on being down like this. I got a hair right there that's bothering me. But I had no intentions of being down like this. But you just never know what your situation is going to be. So it's a good idea to have an emergency fund, and that's really all I had much to talk about. Obviously, I haven't been working, so I don't know how the Spark Life and the DoorDash and all that's going. I did sign up for a Lyft to be hauling people, and I may try to do that this weekend. It kind of depends on if I can. It kind of aggravating because you can put. I got these bandages. You can put them bandages on, but you soak through them, and then you mess up your shirt. So, you know that. Where is it? That's pretty much been my bed. I've slept in bed, but it's easier to lay right there. I had a spark on. I had spark on for an hour today and didn't hear a peep. Wow. I did read something that they're starting to they're starting to get some social media influencers, I guess you could say, busting some of these people. They're calling them out because they'll do like a spark order, and then they'll have a camera set up, and they're busting the people. One, what was it? It was a female name, like a Lindsay or something like that. They were supposed to be doing the shopping order, and they called him out because it was a guy. The guy couldn't even speak English. It was like spark, you know. So they're running illegal accounts, and it's kind of good that they're getting called out on this, and maybe that'll eventually end some of it. What really bites though is Walmart. I don't really think cares. They should because I guess they have enough earnings, enough profits to cover a $400 or $500 TV or Xbox or whatever that's going to kind of come up missing, undelivered. I guess they have enough profits to cover all that. Because they don't seem to be really caring one way or the other. When they first started doing the ID check, they would you'd had to scan your driver's license. And then they kind of shifted off of that into the facial recognition. And now all they do is a facial recognition. Now, all somebody's got to do, if they're running illegal accounts, is just not log into that one and create another account or get a picture of that person that has that account or something. But I sure don't like that. Maybe that's a little better. It still looks blurry, but sorry, y'all. Sometimes I'm a little anal on. That is so blurry. I'm a little anal on things sometimes. I don't know. Let's try to. Is that better? Now it looks like it's auto. It still looks blurry. I don't know what the deal is. Man, I am so anal on some things. I don't know. Here, I'm moving y'all around everywhere, aren't I? Sorry. It's not too bad. It seems like it's better if I move up close, but I don't want to sit up and fill up the screen. You know what? Y'all hold on a minute. Well, I can't do that. Oh. Y'all getting to see all my mess over there. Oh, there's the front door. What in the world are we over here for? I don't know. Oh well, y'all just. I'll just have to deal with it. I'm sure. Look at that. I got a hair sticking out, don't I? I need a haircut. Is that on my ear? Oh, good lord! I'm getting to be an old man. Ooh. Where is my barber at? That's gross. I can be so petty on some things, I guess, but ow. I feel better though. It's kind of embarrassing to do that on live, but What can I say? I'm weird. Anyway, okay. I got my son a watch from Walmart yesterday at the curbside, and they asked me from. Oh, they asked you for your ID. And they won't even drive a spark. They won't even ask a Spark driver for their ID, and they're going to ask a regular customer. Now that's some jacked up crap there. Man, I've never been ID'd at our WalMarts. I'm not against it though. I'd read on Reddit quite a while back that sometimes the loaders was wanting to see their phones. Now I got a little issue with that. You know, I don't want to just hand my phone over to a loader, but I don't have any problem with them checking my ID and me holding my phone up, and they can see that I've got that order. I don't have a problem with that. But them to physically take my phone and scroll through it, I don't know. I would do it. I just wouldn't really like to. Yeah, that was weird. That, and then somebody else can come up and not even have a Spark account and their name, and they don't get ID'd. I don't know. I think they need to go back to scanning your driver's license and the facial recognition. Uh, it would eliminate some of it because there's so many people doing it now. Even our Walmarts now, I have noticed there'll be a couple, maybe three people standing up front between the exit and the ice machine. Most Walmarts are about the same, so you know where I'm talking about. Standing kind of towards the door, but not in the doorway. I have seen them in the little entryway, but they're sitting there with a loaded cart of groceries. And they're not old people either. They're waiting on a ride. So my thoughts are, and I'm not just thinking this up myself because I have read it, but I kind of tend to agree with it. They have one person delivering and another person doing the shopping orders, and they just swap phones out. Yeah, to an extent, I don't totally disagree with that, as long as both accounts are legit. Because if you got a husband and a wife, or boyfriend, girlfriend, or friends, or whatever, and y'all are working together, you know, you drive today and I'll drive tomorrow. Or, you go do the delivery today, I'll do the shopping order, and then vice versa. But when you just have groups of people that are just doing it to get all the orders, I don't agree with that. And that's what I'm saying. I'm kind of on the fence about husband and wife, but I get that. And I don't have too big of an issue with that. But when you got 15 or 20 people doing that in one little, like a little group of them, I do have an issue with that. And I think that's what's going on even at our Walmart. And we're a little, this Wichita is only like 100,000 people. It's not like we're a big city or nothing. If it can happen here, it can definitely happen where most of y'all are at. Because most of y'all are in a lot bigger areas than I am. I don't let anyone take my phone. They can look, but not touch. Yeah, that's kind of the way I am. I really don't like handing my phone to customers to sign, but I do. 90% of the time. I have had a few where I'll just kind of I'll hold my phone, hold it like that so they can sign it on the liquor deliveries and the cold medicines now. That's crazy. But not on the liquor, but the cold medicines. If it was good medicine, you can't get that over the counter anyway because they put all the good medicine up. Which I guess society created that hassle, but it's not the pharmacies and Walmart and whatever. It's society that did it. Not all of them, though. Just the junkies. So anyway, it's getting warmer out there. And been watching a lot of YouTube. I tell you what, I've watched more TV in the last 2 weeks than I probably have in the last 5 years. I was talking to my mom the other day, and we was talking about it, and I said it's probably been years since I watched it. But when I had cancer, I wasn't able to move at all, so I watched a lot of TV then. That's been like a little over 7 years ago now. So it's been that long since I watched TV. I mean, I might watch a movie here and there, but I have watched movies back to back to back, and YouTube. And I've been watching some of these fishing people that I watch, and the fish are starting to bite. I'm enjoying the days getting longer. Yeah, I I don't know. I hopefully I can get out there pretty soon and get back to work, and then be able to. I've got since I can't work, I do have time to go fishing, but since I'm not working, I don't have the money to go, and I don't know if I can cast over and over, and I can't bend over. Every time I bend over, that busts the stitch open. Actually, there's no stitches. They put a glue, and I think that was what the problem is. I had 4 little cuts, little. I guess they used that robot thing. I had 4 of those incisions, and then the one bigger one where they did the actual removal, and they put glue on all of them. But the big one, the glue, the first time I took a shower, it just kind of started falling off like when you was a kid, and even as an adult, some people still do it. Guilty. Elmer's glue, put on your fingers so you can just kind of peel it off. But it just started coming off, and I think that's what the problem was. Because the other little incisions, they had a little sore, but they healed up fine. And all this time, I tell you what, I thought it was going to be in my lower left, lower left stomach, I guess. But no, it's up there in my rib cage. I asked the doctor, I said, when I tried to roll over, because I couldn't roll over, but I would try because I get so tired of laying on my back. It would hurt so bad, like I had a broken rib. And she said, oh, yeah, that's where it was at, was up in that area. I said, okay, that explains that. So, a lot of TV series will have new episodes next week off the reruns. Well, that was something else me and Mom was talking about. I said, I don't like watching series shows because I tend to just start watching them, binge watching them, I guess, and I wind up getting nothing done. She kind of looked at me and goes, what are you doing anyway? Or something like that. And I was like, I guess I could be watching. The last series I watched was Billy the Kid. That was the last series I watched, and I watched all of them up, and then it ran out. I'm like, But I don't know. What movies I have been watching has been the older ones, Sleepless in Seattle, Hitch. Oh man, there was so many of them. And if you watch like Hulu, one movie, there was a good movie that my mom told me about it, and I wound up. But let me finish this. On like Hulu, it'll start showing a movie right after the other one. You don't have to, go back and pick another movie. And I was watching that. It was a John Cena. What was the name of that movie? It was really good. I don't know how I can find out though. Where'd you go, Mom? Yesterday was my granddaughter's birthday. I didn't get to go anywhere though. Can't hardly get around. Good. We must have been talking a lot. If y'all haven't seen this movie and you kind of like action movies, it's a pretty good one. She was asking me if I wanted something from Taco Casa. I was like, man, I wish it was right now. I could go for some taco casa. Good grief. Anyway, I don't. Oh, there it is. Freelance. Freelance. That's a good movie if y'all are kind of into action movies. But anyway, I was watching it, and I was right about almost to the end. And next thing I knew, they was talking about what's Batman? What's his name? It's a Batman movie. Uh, and I wound up having to go back into the movie, fast forward it almost to the end to watch the last part. Anyway, it was a good movie. If you're taking medication and sitting around, it's sometimes hard to stay awake. Anyway, I don't know what I'm talking about, y'all. I'm just rambling. I'm just glad to be here and glad y'all are here. And glad the weather's warming up. I bought a bunch of firewood, Sutherland's lumber. I don't know if y'all have Sutherland's lumber or not. Kind of like Lowe's and Home Depot. But they had firewood on sale, and I bought like 6 or 7 bundles of it. And now it's warmer. So I'm not going to be probably, because this is a February 8th. Isn't that what it was? It's going to get cold again, but I don't know if it's going to be getting cold enough, long enough to burn off all this wood. I don't mind having a little in my little wood rack, but I got a couple of bundles over behind the chair over there. Anyway, it's going to be, well, I guess I could burn it in the grill. Use it instead of charcoal. But I'm glad it's fixing to start getting warmer. How you doing, Mr. Drone Days? Fire making nice long heat. Yeah, but it's, I don't know what it is right now. Let's see. I don't think it's that warm. Well, yeah, I guess it is. 51 degrees. We're looking at 68 for the highs, 47 Sunday. The lows are 31 and 30. Sunday night, 32. Monday night, 31. The rest of it's in the upper 30s and lower 40s. And that's, you could light a fire to make it look pretty, I guess. I like fires, but my main thing was to keep it warm in here. I like them to watch them. But I don't know. I'm a summer person for sure. I am more so. Fall is really one of my favorite times of the year. But I can handle the cold better. But ever since radiation, when I had the radiation, it kind of, I don't know, it's weird. It kind of changes your internal temperature. It really doesn't, because I'm still the normal 98.9 or whatever it is, 97.8, whatever the normal temperature. I'm still normal, but I get cold so easy. It can be 70 degrees in here, and I'm wanting to cover up with a blanket and socks, and you would think it was 40 degrees in here. But, yeah, I don't like it when it's like 110 to 115. But, 80 to 95, I like that temperature. That's great. But I definitely like summer better than winter, especially nowadays. And it's crazy. I used to work out in that stuff, and you bundle up for it. But I guess if you're working outside, you was acclimate to the weather change. It's like an animal. Cause how you doing, Mr. Womble? I'm doing okay. Not able to work, which really bites. I still got a little food left in the icebox. My mom keeps asking me if I want this, or this. She's not going to let me starve. I know that. But there's I'm not a good cook. Normally, I can make grilled cheeses pretty decent, but the other night I tried to make grilled cheeses and it came out. The bread looked that black, and I tried to make malto meal, and I don't know what I did, but I screwed that up somehow or another. I wound up taking about 4 bites and throwing the rest of it in the trash. I can cook a mean frozen burrito though. Usually I do okay on grilled cheeses, but I don't know. I guess I got sidetracked. But I'm not big on cooking. It's not that I don't mind cooking. I'm just not a good cook. Now I can grill. I can grill a steak or a hamburger or whatever. I don't know. Anyway, anything over 80, I'm dying. Really, I do good on that. It's the cold weather that I don't like. Yeah, and when I say cold weather, I'm talking about in the 20s and the 30s. If it's like right now it's 51, that's not a big deal. That's a light jacket. But when it's when I get a chill, I can't break it hardly. I don't want to be out there when it's 20 and 30 degrees and colder. No. Luckily, we haven't had any kind of winter really. We had a few days it was really, really cold, but there was no precipitation. I think Dallas and East Texas and that area, they got snow and stuff. Snow and ice. We didn't get nothing. Not even any rain. From the north, used to the colder. Yeah, my son-in-law, or I guess former son-in-law, I was still considering my son-in-law. He's from where is it? Minnesota? No, not Minnesota. Anyway, he's from way up north, and it could be 20 degrees. Now he's a mechanic, but it could be 20 degrees, and most of the time he's in his shorts. He said, it's cold, but it's not nothing not manageable." He said, "You grow up, you get used to it." No, which I guess this is true. I wouldn't make it up there. I always thought about like living in up in the mountains in Colorado or some Utah or somewhere, but I don't think I could handle that cold. You know, beautiful, no doubt about that. It's beautiful, but just not a cold weather person anymore. I I understand. People make fun of old folks moving to Florida and living. The older I get, the more I kind of understand it. If you can have year round 70s and 80s, it's pretty nice. I'm used to the rain, as it's rained a lot back home. Yeah, it rained a lot where you're from. It looks like from your videos, it looks like y'all been getting quite a bit of rain up there too. And that you had that one video, man. I guess you was leaving your house or something, but all the snow and the trees and on the ground, that's so pretty. It's beautiful. But you live in a beautiful area, to me, in my opinion. I I've kind of come to the conclusion. Like I said, I used to want to live up in the mountains, but after going to northern New Mexico and to Colorado, um, I think I'm more of an eastern type United States would be my more what I would pick more. Arkansas, Georgia, Kentucky, even parts of Missouri. It's just pretty. Pennsylvania is beautiful. We can't take the heat. Well, can't. Go Chiefs. When is that's the Super Bowl's coming up, isn't it? let's see, what is today is Thursday. The Super Bowl's this weekend, isn't it? I don't keep up with it really. I mean, I used to watch football all the time, but when you start working retail, you work on Sundays, you don't get to watch it and keep up with it. So yeah, okay, Sunday. So you kind of over the years, I just kind of lose interest. If a game is on, I'll watch it, but if it's not, I'm I'm not going to go try to find a football game to watch. I'm not going to change my schedule up to watch a football game. If it's on, it's on. It's kind of like NASCAR. I like NASCAR, but and I used to watch it a lot, but I don't know. I just don't. I don't care one way or the other anymore. Commercials. Yeah, I've heard a lot of people watch it because of the commercials, and it's amazing the cost of those commercials too. We had snow and ice, everything here in Tulsa a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, that was probably right at the time National Womble had that video out, because y'all are not too far apart from each other once you get up to Tulsa. It's just a hop, skip, and a jump on over to his neck of the woods. What was that old saying? Spit in the holler? I don't know. I guess I was hoping I might be working Sunday, but I don't think I'm going to get to, which really puts a serious financial burden. But it is what it is. I was out delivering in it. What was it? 2 years ago, we had ice, but I had my Infinity then, and it was all-wheel drive. So I never had an issue. My biggest issue is get everybody to get out of my way, because people want to creep along at 5 miles an hour. I'm like, you're becoming the road hazard, not the road, not the weather. It's some of the drivers. Because I tell you what, people in Wichita Falls do not know how. Most of them, there's some of them. Most of them do not know how to drive on snow. What ice is a little different, but snow, they freak out. And if you're driving on solid ice, I get that. That's a little slower. I mean, a little different than driving on snow. Snow, you can get a little bit of traction. But these people freak out, and they shouldn't even be out. But that Infinity did great, and I was kind of wanting to see how this Maxima would do. But we haven't had any weather to test it out. My Outlander is all-wheel drive. I was driving that. Yeah, I wanted all-wheel drive when I replaced the Infinity, but to get the vehicle that I wanted and all-wheel drive, that was way out of my budget. But maybe next time. Cadillac makes a nice one. It's all-wheel driving with the twin turbos. That could get me some good speeding tickets. And they're aiming ads towards young women, the Swifty fans. I don't know what Swifty fans is. Yeah, I don't know. I'll probably watch it. I don't. Yeah, I can get regular TV on my TV in here. I don't have an antenna on the TV in the bedroom. It's a better TV, but I think, what is it coming on ABC or Fox or something? Taylor Swift. She's a moron. Sorry if y'all like her, but I'm not saying she's not talented. I'm not saying that, but oh, oh, oh. Oh, okay, I got you. I got you. I got you. Swifty. Okay. My biggest issue with her is how much she charges her fans for tickets. I've watched something a while back, and it was like $500 or maybe more than that just for a nosebleeding section ticket just to go see her. She's not that good. She sure ain't pretty. But I don't know that I would pay $500 to see anybody. I might pay a couple of $100 if there was 2 or 3 bands, big, even the old bands, I might pay that. But, if you had like, I don't know, Clapton, Rolling Stones, Aerosmith, I would, even the older bands like that, I would pay a couple $100 if there was 2 or 3 bands together. But to pay as much as that Taylor Swift wants for her tickets, that's ridiculous. No, but I am Travis Keels. Well, I probably heard him, but I just don't recognize the name. Of course, this is Miss Wumble. How are you? Beware, Miss Wumble has my iPad and is using my account to chat to. Oh, she's gonna get you in trouble. You got some shopping apps on there. You may be getting all kinds of Temu packages. I have no care about Swift or the Chiefs. Well, my buddy Eddie, he's a diehard Cowboys fan, but when they got knocked out, he was like, "Go Chiefs!" So apparently, Chiefs is the team to root for in this neck of the woods. I don't know. I don't have an iPad. I ought to use my mom's just to see. 'Cause I did a review on it's just a generic Android tablet. It does better than the last one I had, but it's kind of slow response. And I don't know if iPads and the Samsung tablets and all that, the real tablets, I don't know if they're hesitant like that or not. You get used to your phone and it's just bam, 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 and the computer's pretty quick. But that just has some lag to it. I don't know if that's a normal thing or. My dad is going for the Niners. Maybe that's it. That maybe people consider in this neck of the woods consider the Chiefs more of a Southern versus the 49ers. I don't know. Most of them players are not from that area anyway, but they just most of them probably go where the money is. But anyway, I can't believe I've rambled for 45 minutes about a little bit of nothing. It will definitely be a lot going on. Sunday, my mommy just texted me. Oh, she did text me earlier and I forgot to answer her. I had dozed off. Surprise, surprise. Get up about 4 o'clock in the morning for some reason. Then I'll stay up. Then I'll go to sleep about 5 or 6 in the evening. My sleeping is all screwed up. My iPad is an older iPad. You can get older iPads that are recursion at Walmart app. They're very cheap too. We have missed your rambles, Brent. Well, I appreciate that. I am a rambler. Maybe I should be a Grandpa Rambler or Rambling Grandpa or something. I don't know. Because I am just me and I just like hanging out and chit chatting. Looking at me today versus looking at me 30 years ago, it's 2 different people. I don't know. I used to be kind of quiet and shy and a little bashful. And Didn't ever like my pictures taken, nothing. And here I am doing live streams now and just rambling about the paint on the wall. How long is your recovery time for? I don't know. They kept me in the hospital for 3 days or 4 days. I think it was 4 days. But the issue now, I can get up and down. It kind of hurts to get up and down, but I can get up and down. My problem is when I bend over or when I just move around. You know, I can go empty the dishwasher, and my bandage is soaked. You know, so I'm kind of limited on moving around because I don't I don't want to get too weak or anything from losing too much blood. So I'm hoping. I thought day before yesterday, I thought it kind of healed up, but I'd been sitting over on that recliner for a few hours, and then I changed the bandage, and then didn't need to change it again. I get up, I go empty the dishwasher. I kind of try to straighten up the kitchen a little bit, and then my arm brushed across it, and it felt wet, and I'm like, busted it open again. So hopefully another week maybe, and then maybe I'm not supposed to lift anything. She said anything over 10 pounds for about a month. So that kills spark because you're going to be carrying big bags of dog food and cases of water. So, but I thought I could do food delivery, but I'm just not able to get in and out of the car yet. I will, but not yet. If I don't get some things sold around here, I ain't gonna have to worry about getting in and out of a car because I won't have a car no more. Nah, it's not quite that bad, but it's getting there. Hopefully, I can get back to work before it gets too many things turned off and getting too much trouble. I've been a Chiefs fan since they moved here from Dallas back in the 60s. Really? I didn't even know they was in Dallas. You and Chuck from Dashing Across America. I enjoy rambles. I've watched him a few times. He's a pretty cool guy. Chuck is definitely a great bloke to watch and listen to. Yeah, I agree. He is pretty cool. While you're sitting doing some arm exercise, curl ups to keep your arm strength up. Use some canned goods. I don't have any. Oh, I do have a can of chili. I can lift chili. You're right though. I mean, that's why I try to get up and move because if you sit too long, then you're taking a chance on getting blood clots and stuff. So I'll walk to like the mailbox or to the trash can, which is downstairs, you know. So I do get a little bit of exercise, but I don't, I don't know. If I could just, if it would just quit bleeding, you know, I could do more exercises. I'm worried. Well, not really worried, but I keep in mind because at least on the outside, you know when you got an issue. But when you have incisions on the inside, you're not going to know. But you can definitely feel it when you lift something because it feels like a broken rib. I guess I never had a broken rib, but from what I gather, it's kind of like a really, really bad cramp. Anyway, I don't want to complain. I just have to wait to heal, mate, and as it sounds like it, it'll cause some problems otherwise. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm worried about. But And I have a hernia, and I was hoping to get that taken care of, but the doctor said 6 to 8 weeks after this heals. So I guess when this heals up, I get back to work, get caught back up, try to save a little money, then I'll do the hernia. It's one of them, what they call it, umbilical hernias right by your belly button. So it's only about that far from the incision. I tried to talk her into doing it while she had me out, but she said because of bacteria and all that, she couldn't do it. She said, you'll just have to wait. On the bright side of it, all my out of pocket from my insurance is covered. This little round covered that, so there shouldn't be any more out of pocket for any more procedures for the rest of the year. Do you realize you have 2.6? No, I don't. I haven't even looked. Oh, really? Wow. I guess somebody likes what I do. I really ought to get back into doing more spark, more out, more stuff about the gig work. It's just, I definitely ain't going to be able to do it right now because I don't know my head from my butt on what's going on other than what I see on Reddit and things like that. People on Reddit like to complain about everything. I don't get it, and it's the same complaints every day. Some things are worth complaining about, but the cool thing about it, it does seem like there's some regular customers that get on those Reddits too and kind of share their thoughts from the other side or their perspective or whatever. Yeah, I didn't realize I had that many subscribers. That's cool. I don't know why. I watched some old guy just ramble about a little bit of nothing, and seems like pretty much the only videos I do is this live stream and then the reviews, which I got some yard lights and some steel cable, which how I was going to do that steel cable, I think that demonstration of it's not going to happen. So I have to figure out some way to talk about some steel cable. 200 foot of it. It's not really, really heavy, but anyway, the yard lights look really, really nice. There's kind of like a birdhouse looking one. I don't think I got these from China Dolls. These come from a different seller. They're pretty heavy duty looking. I opened a Reddit account, but quickly got fed up with that. I haven't been on there for a while now. I get the notifications all the time, so I read what they write, and Lord, if you comment back or anything on some of them, boy, they will rip you a new one. So I just most of the time just keep my mouth shut. Tight roping with cable is out of the question for a little bit. Well, I was gonna pick easy items that you do not have to put together. Yeah, I've got this. What do they call it? A ladder shelf. I don't know if y'all watched that video or not, because I've got one right over there that I kept it. This is basically the same thing. It's kind of like that, I guess. It's got the shelves on it. It's called a ladder shelf. I think it's the same one, like 5 or 6 shelves on it. But getting down on the ground to put it together, it's not hard to put together, but getting down on the ground and is going to be, might be a little painful, but I'm going to have to do it. And I think that's all I've got right now. And China is having their what's she called that? New Year, or like 8-day holiday. I tell you what, a lot of people has talked about the sweat factories and slave labor and all that in China and making them work all these hours and do all this and that. But them people, that's like working for the state of Texas. They have a holiday every time this president sneezes or something. They're always getting off for work. I don't know. A lot of stuff we hear though is what would be the word? I'm not going to say fake news. It's just blown way out of proportion. So I don't think we ever know the real truth unless you ask somebody that lives there. I kind of got the hint from a conversation a while back that they're about as happy with their president as we are with ours. You don't hear that on the news and stuff, but when you talk to somebody that lives there, it's a little different than what we know and what we hear. Cods Wallop is a name for a lot of the news. What does that mean? I don't know that definition. I know a lot of the news is censored. I mean, that's a fact. I will not even watch like Fox or ABC or NBC. None of those. There's some on internet news, Sky News, and even the BBC News is more truthful than the news media is here in the States. It's an old English word. I don't know. I don't do politics much. You watch Sky News? Yeah, I watched that one. And there's, let's see. Well, I'm logged in on my national. No, it might be on this one. Let's see. Sky News, DW News, and I guess the other news that I had is on another channel or under a different account that I have. But Sky News and DW News, I watch those from time to time. Not all the time, but from time to time. Yeah, BBC News. It just my whole issue is a lot of times is they go to interviewing somebody or something said, then they cut bits and pieces out, and you don't hear the whole thing. And that's a problem. Because if somebody took in a conversation, if somebody took just specific cuts of that conversation, you could do a lot of damage with that. But when you listen to the whole thing, then it makes sense. But if you just listen to parts, yeah, I see where people would get upset about different things being said, but they're not hearing the whole thing. And news media don't push you to go listen for yourself. They just try to brainwash you, mislead you, manipulate you, whatever. We don't even see the evils that's going on. We think everybody else is evil. Mm-mm. Guess again. United States is just as bad as some of them countries that they're saying is so horrible. Oh yeah, if y'all want to hit the like button, that's cool. I don't even know. Let's see. Where are we at? 10 watching is what this says. I never know if that's really accurate or not. But I'm happy with 10. I'd be happy with just 2. Just hanging out and killing an hour or so. I can't, at least I don't have to type it. You know, like in the chat rooms, you got to type and everything. At least I can read what y'all write. Oh, okay. Means nonsense. Codswallop. Codswallop? I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. I don't have that English accent. But yeah, I like hanging out and hearing what y'all got to say. I already hit the like. Must make sure to help get more to the chat. Codswallop. Codswallop. Well, that makes sense. I could see that word. Rubbish. Now, if you'd have said that's rubbish, I understand that one. Yeah, I don't know. You know, I could probably if I started doing more videos again. That's the thing. If y'all are wanting to do a YouTube channel or something, you know, the biggest thing is consistency. You know, I know all these big YouTubers, you know, that teach you how to make YouTube channels and successful channels. That's what they all say, but it is true. It's if you're making a YouTube video, it's going to be consistency as being number one, and then your titles. Because if it's a bunk title or if a bunk thumbnail, you know, they're looking at several thumbnails until you create an audience. And once you got an audience, people will watch you regardless of what the title is, just to see what it is. But I could definitely tell on the AdSense when I was putting out a video every day or every other day, and then it went took a nosedive. But now it makes next to nothing. But I never did it for the money anyway. But you know, the money's nice. It'd sure be nice right now. But if you're trying to make a channel, consistency, and I'm not consistent with it at all. I was really consistent with the live streams, but the last few weeks I haven't been consistent at all. But my little tablet's over there making noises. I think I'll lose Codswallop for the title of my video. Well, yeah, it might create some watches because people are going to be saying, what? What does that mean? And they'll, just out of curiosity, they may look. Yeah, no, I don't know. If you be consistent and keep it going. I don't know that, you know, some people don't want to do it because they don't have a camera for it or something. The camera, I don't think makes a difference really. The audio, if they can hear you or not, or if it's, you know, if it's clear audio, the video is kind of, I think audio is number one in my opinion. Because if I can't hear you, then I'm like, what? Because I'm hard of hearing anyway. But, y'all, it is 5 after 10. I got to get back. I don't know. I got these reviews to do, but I'm going to have to go over there and sit for a minute because sitting in this chair like this long, it starts hurting. And I'm just going to have to got to deal with it. It'll come back. I'll get back in shape. And I did lose a little weight, though. That's a plus. I don't think I lost much, but I did lose some. I did find out also that if you have to drink broth, hopefully you never do, to me, the chicken broth is a lot better than beef broth or that vegetable broth stuff. Chicken broth at least has a little salt to it, got a little taste. But that beef broth was like, not my cup of tea. Maybe I need to use more British phrases for titles, keep the curiosity turning in viewers' minds. If it's something catchy, and don't be afraid to use a little bit of, what do they call that? Man, my mind went blank. Not tip baiting. My mind went blank, y'all. Oh. Sounds like Coswallop sounds like a naughty. Sounds naughty to a girl. Anyway, yeah, you got to use something that's catchy. It's even you don't have to mislead people, but make it get their interest. So, anyway, y'all, and I did see that Pork Chop sent. You said you sent an email. I thought I had answered one of your emails, but maybe I missed one. I haven't been on there a lot. Anyhow, I'm going to go ahead and get off here, y'all. I've got to stretch out a little bit for a few minutes, and then I guess I need to try to do a review on those lights. I have no idea how I'm going to do the cable review now, but the paper. Oh yeah. I did. I got. Hopefully you got all that straightened out. I got like I told you, the only thing I ever got was where they held it for like 24 hours. I never had them completely hold it though. Anyway, yeah, if y'all want to email me or text me or whatever, some of y'all, I don't know, some of y'all may have my phone number. Everybody's got my email address. That's pretty obvious because you have to have a Gmail account to have a YouTube channel, and usually that YouTube channel name is going to be your email address. So anyway, I'm going to get out of here, y'all. Appreciate y'all coming by. I seriously enjoyed it, and I appreciate y'all coming and just hanging out with me. And if anybody's, I know y'all probably do, but if anybody's watching this that hasn't or doesn't have a emergency fund, you really ought to get one. Try to save up even a little bit, enough to pay an electric bill or something, which, because you can get in a situation like I'm fixing to be in, and it's not going to be a good place to be. So if you have a little cushion there, you'll be all right till you can get back going. So anyhow, y'all, I hope you start healing better soon. Oh, okay. On Messenger. Yeah, everybody's got my Messenger too. Yep. I would look. Anyway, y'all, thanks for coming by. Y'all keep smiling, dashing, dancing, prancing. Dancing would be, oh man, that would hurt though. I need to do it though. It'd be good exercise. I suck at dancing, but y'all get what I'm saying. It's like dancing in the rain. Anyway, y'all just keep doing something. Keep it moving. And I got to practice what I preach there. I got to keep it moving or I'm going to be stuck over in that chair, and I don't want to be there. Anyway, appreciate y'all coming by. Y'all have a great night, and I will talk to y'all later. Bye.